Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you chapter 2 of the direct way to Linux Ubuntu programming or operating system in this case. So you will learn how to use Linux Ubuntu. And this is a book that I wrote and it's available on the internet for free. It is on my MyWebUniversity.com website. So let me share my screen first, and then we will just go through the book and then coverage everything. So if I could just go to the MyWebUniversity.com website, which is right here, MyWebUniversity.com website. And this is the title of the book is The Direct Way to Linux Ubuntu, which teaches you how to use Linux Ubuntu without being on the operating system, install an operating system like Linux, Ubuntu, or any other operating system. So all you need is a browser, like I have a browser and access to the internet. You can use your favorite device. In this case, I'm using my laptop to connect to my MyWebUniversity URL, and I'm ready to just learn. So in this case, if you go to the main page, and then there's a button here that you could right click on it, and it can give you the table of contents. So in this chapter, in this session, I'm going to teach you or mentor you how to use the chapter 2 basic Unix commands. So if you click on this, and the interactivity is all available using your browser. You don't have to install the Linux operating system, or you don't have to do anything on your side. You just use a browser as a client, and then make sure that you have internet access. Then you come in and start learning. So if you visit the MyWebUniversity.com website, and you go to chapter 2, for example, on chapter 2, I have 3 steps for you to learn. Step 1 is giving you the whatis command list, and then for each of these commands, there would be a whatis command, and then as you see the command, there's a man page for it. So you can see the manual Unix manual pages, and then I'm also giving you examples. As an example, if I just click on this banner, it goes to a banner page automatically, and then it says, what is banner? And it just says makes posters. Basically, banner is just giving you posters, not posters, posters. And so it makes you display posters. And then right here, as you can see, I wrote like peace for all, and then it is written in the same way. As if I just do hello world, it's hello world is displayed. And here I just say I love to play football, and then whatever in front of the banner as a string, I pass it on right here, that will be displayed in a poster format. So here I'm giving more examples of like if you see the web, you can just print an A, whatever character or string that you want, it will display. And then also here on the manual pages, if you click, there's manual pages for the banner. For banner, and because it is just a simple poster display, there's not much argument or anything, so you just put the banner and text. And just coming back to the page here, if you do the same thing with calendar, you could get a list of options. What is the calendar? Display a calendar of the month or calendar of the year, depending on the argument. If you don't give any argument, like you click on cal, this is almost as if you're sitting on a Windows machine on a browser and you use it executing the Linux commands. The commands output will be, this command will be running on my Linux Ubuntu server at mywebuniversity.com, and then the output will display here. So when you click on the calendar, it displays the current month, which is in this case, November 2021. When you run it, it will just be whatever month that you run it on. And then here, this one is specific to calendar of 9031. So it displays the 9031. And similarly, if you look at the calendar of Epoch, the Unix calendar started from the Epoch calendars, 1970s. So the January 1st is the Epoch calendar. Unix was invented by Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratory of AT&T, back in 1969 through 71. They start writing this, and then on the preface on the chapter 1, I'm actually pointing out to their pictures and everything. So we will go through that chapter 1 on another day. But right now I'm showing you the commands on chapter 2, which is basic Unix commands. And then there's chapter 3, which is intermediate commands, and chapter 4 is advanced commands. So I'll walk you through each chapters, and that way you can understand it. And the same thing, man calendar. Notice that this one, for the calendar, you will have more output here, more information there. And there's also section of man pages. Whenever you learn one command, you can get another command from it by doing man pages on that one as well. And then, like, if I just look at the February 2nd, February 1998, and you can see that that is just displayed for that one. Similarly, for, let's say, June 6th, June is the 6th month, if you want to get the 6th month. And I'm going to also show you another method of this. So this information is all together and there available for you. And all you have to do is, like, sometimes, like, if I just want to run the cat command, I just give you the output here to display it. But let me walk you through, since I'm just making a video, I also wrote a PDF version of this book, which is going to be available also. The PDF version of the book is basically, it says the direct way to Linux Ubuntu, and it's gonna just display the banner, the information. God bless my brother. This is about him basically helping me in life so much. He was a noble person as a cardiologist working at Kaiser for many years. He inspired many people's life. He was the great inspiration for my family, my sibling, for friends, relatives, everyone. So I'm dedicating this book for him, and I know that he's in best place in heaven, and his legacy will live in us forever. So right here, if I just show you the preface in chapter 1, chapter 2, each one of them is also clickable on the PDF file, so you can actually go to the website. But then on chapter 2, if I go to chapter 2 here, and you can see chapter 2 has all the information. But what I want to do is for chapter 2, like here, I'm showing you a little bit more on chapter 2 on this PDF file. So I'm going to just give you more examples actually using a terminal console. For security purposes, I cannot just show you everything on Linux environment, because the reason is that some commands require root privilege or sudo access or higher privilege than just a web interface. And for security purpose, we can't do that. Some commands requires you to just add another user on the system or delete something, and I don't want to do that one on my website. So for those reasons, I had to write my program for a specific reason, to just make sure that it does all these commands and everything for you, and give you as a student or as a person that love to work in the Linux Unix environment and want to learn. And this is just another kind of cookie for you that you can just have. So let me just go back to the chapter 2 of the book here. So if I just start with banner here, let me just show you. You can just already running these commands there, but at the same time, I could just log into a Linux server. Let's say I'm going to go to my directory. Let me just exit out of the root first. So right here, I'm going to clear my screen. If I do PWD, which stands for print working directory. So now I told you that the banner will show you that prints larger banner or posters. So in this case, if you just type any text in front of the banner command, it will just display. For example, say banner, I love to. You could put it in code because there's the spaces here, but to play football. This is long string, and then in that case, if you do that one, you notice that the love to play football, it just trimmed out. So some of the string, if you say I love football, you could just see the last thing. It is just a matter of the kind of, let me just open up another terminal that is not X session. So if I just do this one and I say banner, I love to play football, and you can see the whole thing because I'm not using, depending on your terminal console, you will have a different output. The other one that I was using an X session, so this one I'm not. So now you say, I love to play football, and it is just horizontally played the words for all of them. But if you just write a small letter, like you say, banner peace for all, you can see that it is just there, peace for all, and peace for all. And then again, the trimming is happening because of the console's setting here. So I have to change the resolution, everything, in order to play around. Or I could just use a smaller text here. Just say banner peace for all. And then you see that when you don't put it within code, it just puts it in horizontally. So the syntax that if you want to write longer words, say, welcome to MyWebUniversity.com. If you do that one, it's still welcome to my web uni, and then after that one, I just trim it out. Because the banners usually have a limit of, depending on what canvas or what kind of terminal you're displaying that information. So the display is for the wording, the fonts that you use is different. And then that's why you could just limit yourself to say, for example, if I just say banner, I love to play football. And then you can see that even with this, since I didn't double code it, it put each word separately. And by doing this, like this, you can see that the banner thinks that this is one argument, this is a second argument, and this is third argument. So normally in a programming languages, like if this one is my program banner, this is argv sub 0, this is argv sub 1, this is argv sub 2, and up to the last argument, and that's how those ones are passed on into character strings. So on some other video, I'm teaching C++ at the same time, and on those ones or Python, I'll show you how those arguments are passed on into programs. And so each program has the name of the program and then the parameters that you pass on. So in this case, let's just do another command here, like calendar. So if I just do the calendar here, I could get those output, which we already tried it, but at the same time, let's just get the commands for calendar. We could just say calendar